So, how about that Switch 2, huh? So apparently in some regions they're going to give Mario Kart Worlds as a physical copy in the bundle, the $500 bundle, but we're not going to get that because we're yeah, Switch 2 hate time. Hate, 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 hate. Switch to yeah, switch to a Steam Deck. Dude, I literally made an Excel sheet and I have to pull it up now. Let me find my Excel sheet that I made. Shit, where'd I put it? Give me a second, chat. Where did I put that thing? Excel. Recent. It's in my documents folder. Okay. Well, let me yank this all back up so I can see it. Hi, Kira. Kira, you missed out on the fucking photos! You missed out on the photos of all the gay shit impact! God damn it! God damn it, Kira! You're late! Some say Switch 2 does have Hall effects, but can't name it because of branding issues, and others say Switch 2 doesn't have Hall effect, but the Joy-Cons are 1/40th of the issues with Switch 2. No, Doug Bowser said they literally don't have it. Doug Bowser literally said they don't have Hall effect sticks. Anyways, let me quickly... There we go. Alright, so chat, I'm going to again shill for having you guys request that I build you a custom computer. I'm going to shill for it again, because look at this. For $1,300, somewhere around there, plus or minus a couple hundred, you could have your very own custom-built computer by me. Or you could pay a couple $100 less and get a Switch 2 and 5 years of online. And pay a couple $100 in games. You could do that. Or, for $50 cheaper than the Switch 2, you could buy yourself a Steam Deck, which has larger battery life, larger memory, larger and cheaper storage upgrades. It comes with a carrying case for free. And a keyboard is way cheaper than a $90 controller, and AAA's cost a lot less on the deck than they do on the Nintendo console. And there's a bunch of games that are for free or dirt cheap on the deck, unlike on the Switch 2. And you can emulate games for free on the console. And you don't have to pay for online. And you don't have to pay for those emulated games every year. And you can get an OLED upgrade. And you can hack it. And you can get Steam sales. And you can get tons of great games available right now. And you can browse the internet with it. And it's a literal fucking computer! Go get a Steam Deck. Oh, I know. Me saying and is part of the joke here, alright? 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 Tons of great games available now, Daniel. Tons of great games available now. The only game that will be available day one is Mario Kart World. Meanwhile, on the Steam Deck, you have 100% orange juice. You have Baldur's Gate 3. You have literally the Portal games, for God's sake. And that's just me saying three things. You could get Monster Hunter Wilds on the thing, for God's sake. You could literally get any game you can think of. If it's on a console, it's probably on the Steam Deck. But people are too stupid to realize that. Again, tell your retarded console peasant friends, get a Steam Deck or get a PC. It'll be cheaper in the long run. Because look at that price. Look at that price, chat. Look at that price. Look at that price. Let me zoom in on it. Let me zoom in on it. Look at that price. Gaming laptop versus Steam Deck, it'd be about the same as a PC. Like a PC that's $1,000 would be less worth, but it would have better use. Because it actually comes with a keyboard and shit. But like, again, look at this and tell me that a Switch 2 is a good idea. It has inferior battery life to a deck, inferior memory. Are Steam Decks out yet? They've been out for a year and a half, if not 2 years at this point. Would you like to show everyone the shitpost I made? No. No. Well, it's true, Kira. It's so stupid to buy a Switch 2 when, again, do you want me to repeat what I just said, chat? The Switch 2 is $50 more expensive. For $50 less, you can get a Steam Deck, and you can get cheaper storage upgrades, and you can get a carrying case for free and only pay $40 for a dock, and you can get a keyboard for $40 more instead of $90 for a fucking controller, and AAA games cost about half as much as they do on the Nintendo system, and you can get some free games right on the Steam Deck literally as soon as you get one instead of on a Nintendo system. And you can emulate and pirate old games for free. Look up Emu Deck. It is a real thing and it is amazing.
Move on!
Shut up, Fletch. And you don't have to pay money every year for GameCube games. And you don't have to pay for online. Literally a Switch 2, if you buy it day one and you use it for 5 years, will cost you $1,000. And that's not counting buying like 10 games for the damn thing. If you buy 10 games for it, you're going to exceed $1,500. Which again goes back to, why not just get a fucking computer? Or a gaming laptop? Seriously. And you don't have to buy a fucking Razer. Razer's probably the most dog shit thing. Get like a shitty ass Acer Predator or something, and it'll probably run better and last longer. Oh yeah, I totally agree, Don.
We know! Move on!
God. You guys are just gonna spam that. So again, the deck is $50 cheaper. Why not just get that? You can literally get that $50 you just saved. You can put a shit ton of games on your system. And if you ever run out of storage, instead of paying $70 for 256 gigs of storage, you just have to pay $25. I put a 1.5 terabyte SD card into my Steam Deck. And I think I paid like $120 for that. Which is way cheaper than what would eventually be 512 gigabytes for a $120 SD card. SD Express card for a Switch 2. Sinnoh? Oh, Sinnoh was at a convention that was in Phoenix, Arizona recently. Kira, would you be jealous if I ran into Sinnoh's voice actor? Would you be jealous? Yeah, he was at a convention in Phoenix. Is the Dex docking station like Nintendo's or better? It's equivalent. I would actually argue it's better because well, hell, you could literally just use any docking station out there for like $40-50. You don't have to get the Steam Deck's official $100 solution because unlike Nintendo's dock, which is proprietary, the Steam Deck allows basically anything that is USB-C. You could literally buy a $40 docking station like I did and just hook it up, and then it has 3 USB ports on the back and a USB-C charging port. Alejandro Saab was there. Yeah. Sinnoh, Cynic, Clinic, Cynical. Sinnoh. 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 Sinnoh, Sinnoh, Sinnoh. Sinnoh, Sinnoh. Sinnoh. Sinnoh, Sinnoh.
Oh!
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Oh, shit. Random, can you get OBS for the deck? I actually, you know that stream where I live streamed in my car? That was using my GoPro, a capture card, an EVGA XR1 Lite, and my Steam Deck as the recorder. So I was actually running OBS on my Steam Deck, and it actually ran rather well. Um, it's a great little recording device for vlogging and shit. I'd unironically recommend it. It's really good. I did have an autism crime. But yes, you do need an HDMI capture card to capture like Switch games, but you can literally use it as an OBS client to record stuff with, and it works great. I absolutely love it. I ran X264 fast on it, and it ran great. The Steam Deck is actually really good. Also, I don't know who was in chat, but Quinn Chaos, thank you for joining. Feel free to follow if you like. Enjoy me ranting about how shit the Switch 2 is. Enjoy, I guess. And yes, I put OLED upgrade for the computer because technically you could buy your own monitor that's OLED. I'm not going to pay for that, but you could. OLED is a little too expensive for me still. Maybe when I get like, $500 to blow on something stupid, I will. I don't know, but I have $500 I could blow on something else instead. There are many things I buy before I buy an OLED monitor. I'm already happy with my IPS display on my left side. My right side's just a crappy little 1080p display. I'm happy with my 1440 IPS. But yeah, don't buy a Switch 2, buy a Steam Deck. Do we all understand that? Do we all understand that, chat? Or does chat know and we need to move on? We know! Move on! Pyrocynical. I hope Kira clipped the part where I just kept saying Sinnoh. Tell this to Fondue. Tell this to Top Thrill Ryan. Damn. Got him. Damn. Got him. Thanks, Don. Thanks. I appreciate it. I appreciate it greatly. But is there anything else I need to add to this? I don't think so. But I'm gonna ream on people that buy the Switch 2. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm gonna ream on people that do. Just get a deck, guys. It's so much better. But you won't be able to do multiplayer games. Hello? Just hook up controllers to it, dumbass. Joy-Cons drift while a keyboard won't. And if you're smart enough and you buy a keyboard that has hot swappable switches on it, you can pull the switches off that die and replace them for $1 each. Because replacing a dead keyboard switch for $1 is way cheaper. Way, way cheaper than paying $60 for a new keyboard, or $20 or $100 or $200. If you buy a good keyboard that has hot swappable switches, you don't have to worry about that. I have like 3 keyboards ready to go. Should this one die, this Corsair that I'm using, I'm switching over to an EVGA keyboard, and it will have hot swappable switches on it. And that means I can customize the switches too. I can make them louder, quieter, different colors, I can change out the keycaps, make them my own. You can do a lot of modifying to keyboards if you buy a good keyboard. I'm just saying. And the Steam Deck does go on sale, and they often sell the refurbed ones for like 20% off too. So theoretically, the Steam Deck base model can go as low as $300 if you're willing to buy refurbished. And frankly, that's not a terrible deal, because these things are kind of built to last. So again, what's the fucking point in buying a Switch 2? What's the fucking point? I genuinely would like to know, what's the fucking point? There isn't one. There isn't one. So again, I'm gonna scalp one. I'll sit. I will camp a GameStop or Best Buy, day 0, and get one. And I'll either scalp it, or it will sit on a shelf until homebrew happens, and then I will pirate the games. But I'm not going to buy the games. I'm not. It's stupid for me to. I'm not going to buy the games. There's no real purpose for me to. They're too expensive. They're not worth it. I'd just rather stick with 8 Deluxe and all the games I'm familiar with, all the games I already enjoy, and frankly, I can play GameCube games on my computer for free. I'll need to pay $50 a year for that. And I most certainly don't need to push a button that costs me $50 a year to then have a cheap-ass version of Discord. No, I'm not doing that. That's stupid. Yeah, and Doug Bowser is just a perfect example of what happens when you hire an EA, a former EA employee, to work on your company. He's a perfect example of that. He has let Nintendo fall so hard. It's a damn shame. Because, you guys knew that, right? Doug Bowser was a former EA executive. I mean, like, once you know that, you kind of already know why he's a fucking asshole. And doesn't Nintendo still use digital buttons and not analog? I think you're right. They probably still use digital triggers. Yeah, you're right. Once Reggie left, the company just kind of died. I agree with that statement. I agree with that. Reggie was their last bastion. Once Iwata was dead, that was like the get the hell off this train while you can. And then once Reggie saw that and he left, the company's been dead since. Probably T. Probably. Which is still kind of funny, and I agree about it. It's still kind of funny. Yeah, Reggie at least made sure gamers had fun, and he also, he actually fought with, Shigeru Miyamoto, and was like, hey, we're gonna pack in Wii Sports with the Wii in America and Europe, because I think it's gonna do well. And it ended up doing really well, and it made those games immensely popular. And if that didn't happen, the Wii wouldn't have taken off like it did. Fun fact, the Wii actually didn't do super well compared to in Japan compared to Europe and America because it came packed in with Wii Sports. And reminds me, who plays Wii Sports again? Have you ever gone to a retirement home where they have a Wii set up and they have Wii Sports bowling set up or Wii Sports golf? They let the old farts play Wii Sports. Because A, they know how to use a Wii, and B, they know how to do the motions of a Wii Sports game. Literally, that's why the Wii did so well, because it got all the old people. The people who don't buy video games, he got them to buy video games. I know, huge shocker, but Reggie actually was able to do that because he got the Wii to sell through that. Is the 3DS and Wii U FruitiGear Arrow? I would argue yes. But so is the Wii menu, I'd argue, which is why I like it so much. It's just very minimalistic, but also like very homey. Like what people said when Iwata died and a 5th transitionary CEO left, the worst thing to Nintendo happened. Nintendo was ran by businessmen, not players, and it shows. Yes, no, I agree. I agree, Don. I agree. And yeah, Reggie did mess up with the Wii U, but the Wii U was just poorly marketed by Nintendo in general, and the Switch 2 is having a similar problem. It has the same name as its predecessor, it just has an extra letter or number added to it, and it's gonna suck because of it. They charge $300 for a console, and I think they also charge $250 for like the low storage version, the white version. But they also had like a bunch of different problems with like marketing. The marketing, I remember the Wii U ads being fucking awful. Like I remember vividly them being actually fucking terrible. And then the Switch ads were absolutely amazing. I remember watching the Super Bowl ad that they made for Breath of the Wild like 8 years ago, and it was a legend. It was a legendary ad. They did a good job with it. They cooked. But the Wii U was too much for kids at first. Yes, no, the Wii U was too much for kids, and it didn't have a core audience to it. The Wii, unironically, had some mature rated games that actually did really well in it. Surprisingly, albeit the controls for a lot of the COD games are kind of shit. But you had like Red Steel and Mad World and a couple other rated M games that did really well on the console. Remember the Smash 4 Amiibo ad? I don't, but I remember the Exploshi Yoshi ad for Yoshi's Woolly World. That was god awful. I remember that ad. The name Bowser was ironically a bad omen to what was to come. True. Very true. Very true. Smash 4 Amiibo ad was unironically cringe. I believe it. I believe it. As an everybody console first, then with we are tired of the way things have been song insisting original take on the console being half home, half portable on the tablet. It was revolutionary. I love if anybody knows a thing about me, I love hybrids. And I'll give you 3 perfect examples. The Switch is a great hybrid. It is a home console in a handheld format. The Steam Deck is the same thing. I also love hybrid golf clubs because they have the feel of an iron but the power of a wood. And fuck, what was the other one? My train of thought left me. Oh yeah, cars. I love hybrid cars. Because they're gas still, but they have electric in them, so that you can charge it if you want to, or have it recharge itself, and it saves you a little bit of gas as a result. Hybrids are a great idea. Hybrids are great. It's just that you have to do them right, and if you just reiterate off the first one and just make it blind as it is, it's not going to work. Can a cat girl be considered a hybrid? Yes. Yes. God damn it. Oh no. We're not going down that rabbit hole, Daniel. God. That won't work. That won't work, Alex. Why would you want to play with a cat girl instead of a Steam Deck? Because he wants to play with a girl? You act like that's a bad thing? Oh yeah, hydrogen-powered cars do exist. Hydrogen-powered trucks do exist too, but they usually only exist in the Bay Area. I believe they exist in like the Bay Area of California, and that's it. But does the Cat Girl come with your entire Steam library that can be played on the go? No, it can't. Again, the Steam Deck is such a good deal. It is such a good deal. There's a bunch of free games on it if you're too poor. And if you're not too poor, there's a bunch of games below $20 that you can get on it. Genuinely, the deck is an amazing piece of hardware for the price, and you can get a shit ton of cheap games on it too. And that $50 that you pay extra for the Switch 2, you can buy a bunch of different games on it. You could buy the Valve collection for like $20, and you still have $30 left. Oh yeah, it's hydrogen, and hydrogen is hella explosive and flammable. It's a bandage solution to a problem that was invented by globalists. We're not going to run out of oil anytime soon. We're not. Add the girlfriend to the list there. No, it doesn't make sense, though. It doesn't make sense. Can she play Super Kart World on anything but Wii? Super Kart World? That just sounds like a cheap ripoff of Mario Kart, and I'm all for it. But yeah, no, if you guys have anything else you want to rant about, I do have to end stream soon, because I do have errands I have to run tonight. Justolfo Kart is going to be wild. Alex, are you making a Justolfo Kart game? Alex? Alex, are you making Justolfo Kart? Are you making Justolfo Kart? Who uses the portability on a Switch? Anyone that's on the road, in a car, or on a plane. Basically, there are a lot of ideas. If anybody wants to make a fan game that's a racing game, I would be down. That would be really sick, actually. I would love that. You could have Justolfo as one of the characters. You could also have Meg. You could have Hatsune Miku. You could have, I don't know, Dawn. Dude, put Dawn. Put Dawn in the Justolfo Kart game. Put Dawn in the Justolfo Kart game. Put Megamin in for Daniel. Meg is the slowest hard mode. No. Meg would be like the heavyweight. It's like she has really good speed but really slow acceleration. This is like unironically going back to like old Mario Kart, like retro Mario Kart, like character stats. You could totally do that. You could have Cerno as like the lightweight. You could have Cerno in there. Dude, having Cerno as a playable character would be really funny. And then anytime she does a trick, she goes, funky! That'd be really funny. I love that. We need to do that. That needs to be a thing. Somebody here needs to make a fan game called Justolfo Kart. And there needs to be Megamin, Cerno, T-Lord's OC as a 3D model, Justolfo, Hatsune Miku, literally just Meg. I need this. I genuinely need this to exist. Somebody like just clip this bit of the stream and then just take the ideas from it. I give you full on permission. Obama Prism. We need to have Obama Prism as a playable character. No, just call it Justolfo Kart. Just call it Justolfo Kart. But we could have like 8 playable characters. And that's all you need. That'd be sick as hell. I would love that. A kart racer would go good with a Meg visual novel if she makes it. She already made it. Chat, actually, hold on. Should I play it now? Is Meg in chat? Is Meg in chat? Play it? Okay, hold on. Let me find it. All right, I have it right here.